So, so guys, have an awesome show for you today. I'm super excited about it. Bringing back an old, recognizable voice from the podcast of right in the beginning. A good friend of mine. We're going to talk about 75 Hard, which he absolutely crushed, by the way. We're going to talk about the ins and outs of his journey and what he experienced. I think you guys are going to really love this show. Thanks for coming on, brother. Ben Newman.
Andy, it's awesome to be back in the studio with you, man. We cut up and had some amazing times.
Oh, bro.
On the microphone,
yeah,
on the stages. And, you know, it's wild. People always ask, when are you guys going to get back together? And it's not that, like, everybody listening, it's not that we don't want to.
No, it's just
like we apologize, but we both do a lot of shit. So, like, it's not as easy as it sounds. But, man, I'm so glad to be here with you. Yeah,
I'm happy to have you, bro. We've been trying to get this show together for a few weeks now because, dude, you just had incredible Live Hard results, the complete program. And I kind of wanted to go through and just, you know, I mean, bro, you're already a high performance guy. Like, that's how you make your living. You know, for those of you guys that don't know, Ben is one of the best mental toughness coaches in the world and one of the best speakers in the world. He coaches, dude, I'm talking about the best of the best. The University of Alabama hires this man to come in and teach them how to be tougher. All right. When the University of Alabama is hiring you to come in and teach how to be a higher performing individual, you know what the fuck you're talking about. So I am super excited to get into this journey, bro. I mean,
I'll bring some up real quick because I just got back from Tuscaloosa last night.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, this year, actually, Coach Saban, this is my 4th year with the team. He's relied on me to do more this year than I've ever done. I mean, we built a whole mental conditioning for success program. And so, I mean, I've been there throughout the entire year. A lot of people think football is just like, oh, when the season comes around, like, no, football never stops.
That's right.
And in that building in Tuscaloosa, it really never stops. And you're always uncomfortable when you go in. But the reality is, just like so many people who have attempted 75 Hard, you're thinking about 75 Hard. What's going to hold you back is your self-talk. It's the same thing at Alabama. What's going to hold those players back from competing at their highest level or not? It's their self-talk. And for you listening, it's your self-talk. For anybody in corporate America, it's your self-talk. Self-talk is what holds us back. And so for me, what I think is kind of unique for people to hear, I had so much self-talk around 75 Hard because I have my unrequired workout that I've done forever. And I used to tell myself, why do I need to do 75 Hard?
Well, that was going to be my first question, bro.
I do my own required work. Why do I need to do it?
Right.
And that was my self-talk.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, shit, I mean, I've been friends with Andy forever. Look at the results Andy's getting. Why would I not challenge myself? Because I'm a mental toughness coach? Like, I don't need help anymore?
You know, hold on. Let's stop right there. Now, I want you guys to recognize what we're talking about here in terms of your own character and your own performance. This is a man who literally teaches how to be mentally tough, who was able to look at it and say, no, I'm good enough to learn here. I'm good enough to try some new shit. And that is the mark of a true champion. It's humility. It's true humility. You know, people think humility is, you know, I don't brag about my success. No, dude, you guys got it all wrong. Humility is the skill of understanding that you can always improve. You can always get better. And you're no better than the work you do. So, I mean, dude, that's something most people just won't do.
I still have 2 coaches.
Bro, I get it.
One of my coaches is 31 years old. I'm 42.
Yeah, there you go.
He's 31 years old.
Yeah.
Drew Hanlon, another St. Louisan.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is one of the sharpest.
He's a basketball coach, right?
Yeah, he's one of the top NBA skills trainers in the world.
Yeah.
I coach him. He coaches me. We bounce back and forth. Like, we sharpen each other's iron. Because he's 31. I'm going to say I'm 42. Well, you haven't been through life long enough.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy is so further along than I am in what mental toughness. I mean, the dude stopped eating cake when he was 10 years old. Never had birthday cake because he wanted to play college basketball. I mean, like, talk about, like, you can learn so much from people if you just check your ego and say, look, like, it's okay to not know everything. Yeah. And I hope I go to the grave not knowing everything. I'll live an okay life if I go to the grave still wanting to learn and get better.
Dude, I think that's the whole key to the whole thing. Like, the whole key to the whole journey here is to say, hey, I'm not as good. I'm only as good as what I do today. That's how I see it. I see it as, what did I do today? And I evaluate at the end of the day. And then tomorrow, that I don't care about what I did anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm learning every day. I'm trying to improve every day. I look at every day I was talking to a guy I just met who's a really cool guy and has got a really cool story. Chef Rush. I don't know if you know Chef Rush. So Chef Rush is on Instagram. He's a bodybuilder, a chef, has an incredible story. But we were texting back and forth just a minute ago, and we were talking about, we're getting to know each other. So we were, talking about each other's stories and stuff. And he's like, yeah, dude. He's like, every day is the first day. And I'm like, holy shit, bro. I say that all the time. It's fucking day one. It's day one. Today is day one. 23 years to get here is day one. You know what I'm saying? When I'm 90 years old and I'm getting ready to kick it or whatever age that happens to be, that's day one, dude. I'm still going to try to learn that day, And I really think that's the whole key to everything, dude. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. Maybe I'll get to be old and I'll say, hey, I fucking should have quit at 40 and just lived my life. But dude, that doesn't bring me any satisfaction.
Well, that's when, we've all had those periods of time where we've allowed our feelings to dictate how we live. We've had our feelings to dictate when we work out, how we choose. I got a great workout in yesterday, man. It's going to cover me for 3 days. I don't need to work. Well, no, you said you were working out today. So why would you skip your workout? Because yesterday was a good workout, right? And so people, they choose to take results to determine how they react and the choices that they make rather than saying tomorrow is a new day. It's no secret now. The Win the Day episode, everybody's loved it. That's why they always like when we get on the mic together.
Yeah.
And the reality is, like, what's changed from years ago when we've done that? Nothing.
Well,
it's still an opportunity to show up and win one day at a time.
Everything has changed, but the way we approach our day has not changed.
Correct.
And that's what tells the story.
Now that's actually true.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why I wore this. Yeah. I specifically wore this polo.
Yeah.
And here's why. You guys got to go find the footage. This is the challenge for the team here. This is the polo that I wore for the first Summer Smash. Yeah. And I went back and saw the picture. I was skinny as hell.
Yeah. It was hanging off you, dude.
And now it's like, man, I can fill this thing out nice. Yeah. Right? Because you put in the compound effect and you start surrounding yourself and you gotta perform in the environment that you're put in. If I walk into Alabama, right, and I'm overweight, I look like I was eating donuts, I'm not doing my work, those guys are not gonna listen to me. And so when practice ends, typically I'll go with the tight ends and we get a little lift in together. We'll lift for 10 or 15 minutes, get a little pump in. And when I'm lifting the same weight as them for them to get their pump, there's a different connection I have with those guys. For sure. And so people don't realize, like, the little work you do every day. When I started working out, I always worked out, but when I started working out for that next level, I didn't know I was going to be working in Alabama. When you and I met, I wasn't working in Alabama.
No. Yeah.
And so those are the little things. People, they live in the just own the day, rather than trying to control the results that you have no control over.
Yeah.
You have control over them if you dominate one day at a time.
That's it. And most people lack the perspective, right? Like when you, I promise we're going to get into 75 hard in a second, but like, I like these conversations. So I think from what I've noticed, most people have a hard time committing to that concept of day by day by day because they've never actually done it. And it doesn't, like, see, it's still, when you're standing at the fucking foot of the mountain, bro, it seems impossible. You're like, oh, dude, that's way too simple. That's not really how it's done. You mean you just execute today and then you do it again tomorrow and then the next day? And people think like that sounds overly simple, but it might be, but it's how it works. There's not a magical thing to it. There's no magic to it. The only fucking magic to it is the momentum that you create that helps you push you even faster towards where you're going. And if you guys would just commit, to 75 days of intentional effort every single day to do this, you will change tremendously. But my argument would be for most people, now you already knew this and I already knew this, but I think for most people, I think the big awakening that they have during this program is that they get to look back and they say, holy shit, it really is that simple. So if I keep going, I'm going to get where I want to go. And so this is something that you have to do to understand. Hey guys, do me a favor. If you enjoyed that clip, if it made you laugh, if it made you think, if it made you have a new perspective, go over to iTunes. Check out the full-length podcast. You're going to like it.